Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Hello and happy bank holiday weekend, because it is. Certainly anyway, in the UK, it is a bank holiday weekend. Although the bank holiday bits are already done because they were yesterday and the day before, given that this comes out on a Saturday. Either way, welcome to episode 183 of the Best Bits of Breakfast podcast. This is Mark Denholm from The Breakfast Show, and only a short week this week with only Monday, Tuesday and Wednesday to do. Therefore, on the way, we have a top tip on getting rich. Would you or have you interfered in your friends' relationships? We have robots when they weren't really needed. And we also had telltale signs, apparently, that you are posh. Enjoy.
Mark Denholm
At breakfast podcast.
Morning. 9 minutes to 7 o'clock. Mark Denholm at breakfast on Atom Radio. If you're thinking of a new career venture, a lawyer started a cross-stitch business with $2,000 while on maternity leave. She did this back in 2015. Now, 7 years on, she expects to make a £1 million turnover. So there you are. If you're looking for a new career, apparently you need to learn how to cross-stitch.
This is Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
Atom Radio.
We're talking about relationships. 1/3, as shown by a study of people, admit that they would interfere or have interfered in their best mate's relationship. I'm asking you today, would you interfere in your best mate's relationship? And if so, why? And equally, have you ever had a mate interfere in your relationship? And if so, what happened? On air at atomradio.co.uk. How you get in touch? Morning, Stacey. How are you this Monday morning? Stacey starts by saying, morning, Mark. I'm pretty sure I saw you in the range on Saturday with your son. You probably did, Stacey. If it was like just around lunchtime, you probably did. Me and my son were there on Saturday. You should have said hello, Stacey. Should have said hello. And then when my son said, "Who's that, Daddy?" I just said, "I don't really know, son." I'm just joking, Stacey.
Mark Denholm at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
Morning. Mark Denholm at breakfast on Atom Radio. Loud, proud and standing out for the crowd, banging out the anthems. If you're a big fan of the new Elizabeth line that opened on Tuesday, good news. You can now get Elizabeth line inspired fashion, I kid you not. Dresses and jumpers and hoodies, all in the official Elizabeth line colour, including a pair of oversized baggy wide-leg jeans as well. Should you be interested, then this is all available to buy now at various different retailers.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast podcast.
Morning and welcome to Tuesday. It is Mark Denholm at breakfast Tuesday morning, Atom Radio, home of the anthems. And as we head into your Tuesday, remember that you should share the fact you are listening to this with all of your friends. Why? Well, because happiness is contagious. When you're positive, people are naturally drawn to you. So share your friends that you are listening to this, and you'll make all your friends happy.
Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
I noticed the robots from Robot Wars are on sale. If you can afford them, you can buy some of the robots from the original series of Robot Wars. And to be fair, I mean, they're pretty primitive things now when you look at what robots can do in this day and age. You've got robot vacuum cleaners and robot lawn mowers and all sorts of stuff. So what they did in Robot Wars all those years ago in the first series, pretty primitive. And I therefore ask you today, if you could have a robot to take away any chore from you, what would it do for you? This robot, right? You've got to imagine that a robot can be programmed to do whatever chore it is that you want it to do. What would that one chore be? And you think, oh no, if I never ever had to do that again, it would be amazing. All right, so you've got a robot. It can do one chore and one chore only for you. What is that one chore that it would do for you? On air at atomradio.co.uk.
This is Mark Denholm
at breakfast.
Atom Radio.
And morning, Chrissy. Thank you so much for your email. I hate to break it to you, but you could already offload this task if you wanted to. Chrissy said, if I could get a robot to clean my oven, then I absolutely would. Last night, after dinner, when the oven had cooled, I decided it'd be a good idea to clean the oven, and it took me ages last night, and I just wasn't really in the mood for it. But once I'd started disassembling it and spraying all the stuff in it, I thought, no, I'm going to have to finish it now. And if I could get a robot to take that job on and do it for me regularly, then that is one job I would quite happily pass off and never do again. Now, Chrissy, I don't know whether or not robots exist and can do that or not, but certainly you can get people in to do that. And I know it's not a robot, but there are firms that specialise in doing that. They'll come round and they'll clean your oven, and within an hour your oven is good as new. They're not robots, they're just ordinary human beings, and I know that would ruin the whole point of the question, but I'm just thinking though, Chrissy, if in the short term you would like to offload the task of cleaning your oven, then there is a solution.
This is Mark Denholm
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
Morning to Rob. Rob says, over the next couple of days, I've got to finish the company's new training manuals, which means that there is an awful lot of proofreading to be done. They're basically all written now. Finished that yesterday. Over the next couple of days, I have to proofread them and make sure they are all okay, and then they will be sent off to print late tomorrow, and we should get them back next week to go with the training sessions, which happen next month. And that's a very valuable job, Rob. If you'll pardon the pun there, that I've just rhymed your name. I didn't mean to do that, sorry. What I was thinking though, Rob, was can't you use something like Grammarly for that, depending on like where it's done? If it's done in Word, for example, you could use Grammarly, couldn't you? Which you certainly got the free one checks for spelling errors. If you've got the premium one, it checks for grammar as well. And I think that, you know, that may do the job for you. I know it's not quite as glamorous as having a robot sit at your PC and read it, but it'll do the job, my friend, though. It'll do the job, I think.
This is Mark Denholm
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
7:18 morning, Mark Denholm at breakfast. There is a story which made the press yesterday, and it's referenced a lady who was fined and taken to court. She had a lady come stay with her during the COVID Tier 4, which didn't allow this. However, the lady was in the bubble, so it was allowed. Says the lady, who would like not to be named. However, she has supplied a photo of herself.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast. Podcast.
Cast your mind back to yesterday. Yesterday was Techie Tuesday, as it became known on this show, when we asked about robots. If you could have a robot to do any one chore for you that you would never have to do again, what would it be? And, I mean, there were two, really, that I fully empathised with. And then that left me with the dilemma of which one would I go for? Because Rachel said cooking. And as I said yesterday, I like eating, but I don't really like cooking when it's just for one. Now, don't get me wrong, if there was, you know, someone else, then I'd quite happily cook. And I can cook, and I don't mind it. But it's just when it's just for one, and it takes you about half an hour to prep everything, and then it takes cooking time, and then there's only you eating it. And I think, no, that's just silly. I didn't really like that one. I don't really like that idea. So Rachel's idea of a cooking robot, yep, that's a thumbs up from me. And then the other one came in earlier than that from Jazz, and that was making up the beds when you've washed them. You know, like when you've done your laundry and you got to put everything back on. I don't mind the sheets, I don't mind the pillowcases and that. It's just getting the duvet, because I can never ever get it quite right. And you know, you always end up with a bit of empty cover, and it's never quite right. And I'm now torn between cooking or doing the beds.
Mark Denholm at breakfast.
This is Atom Radio.
And I therefore want to know today on air at atomradio.co.uk, what is it that makes someone posh in your opinion? And we start with Julian. Thank you for your email, Julian. You don't say whether you did or you didn't, by the way, but Julian does say, I think if you went to either a private school or indeed a boarding school, then that's probably a good indication that you are posh. If you were taught by masters rather than teachers, again, that's probably a good indication that you are posh. So you're saying, Julian, education is a key to being posh or not?
This is Mark Denholm
At breakfast.
Atom Radio.
And then, you know, I'm not one to fall out with anyone on this show, but Tracy, thank you for your email, firstly. Let's deal with the formalities, Tracy. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day, and thank you for your email. The thing that I'd like to take issue with here is Tracy says, I think when you see someone with a private plate on their car, they're obviously posh. Now, Tracy, I'm going to be honest, full disclosure, I have a private plate on my car, and I'm not posh. So what you're basically saying, Tracy, is you think that that one here is very, very posh, and I know that I'm not. I am not posh. Definitely not. I don't know. I suppose it depends on what your plate sets, but, you know, mine's just got random numbers and my initials. I don't know that makes me posh, if I'm honest. But thank you, though, Tracy, very much for your email today. And the full allegation that I am posh, by all accounts. I don't know. Should you have a private plate, could you just email in and confirm whether or not you are posh? Maybe it's just me, though, that's out the equation.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast. Podcast.
I'm sorry, but I am probably one of the least posh people that there ever were. I don't take that. Thank you for your email, Tracy, the other day. But I don't take that, though. A personalised plate does not make you posh by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not having it. Not having it. Anyway, there are the best bits of Breakfast, episode 183. Thank you so much for checking out this podcast. Don't forget you can subscribe in your favourite podcast app, be that on your iPhone or on your Android. And you can, of course, listen either on your iPhone, your Android, or your smart speaker, or your computer, or your tablet, or whatever it is. You can listen to the show Monday to Friday normally, and it is a normal week next week as well. Monday to Friday, 6 until 10. And you can get all the details on atomradio.co.uk as to how you can listen. Thank you so much for checking out episode 183 of the podcast.
Mark Denholm.
At breakfast. Podcast.